What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 233 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the mech with the wampus fruit, Chris Montalbano.
We got a new Sonic!
We got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
New Alan Wake! Alan Wake!
And we got the Ray Trace Durag, Madrid Devon.
The rumors were real.
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to be covering all the big news coming out of Summer Game Fest. We're going to be talking about the Persona 3 and 5 leaks from Atlas. We're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 7, Spider-Man 2, Mortal Kombat 1, and Warhammer 40k. Mortal Kombat 1, I guess that'll be the first game we talk about. It was showed pretty early on. That was like one of the big things hyping up this show, and he was like, "I'm not going to keep you guys waiting," and just kind of threw.
See, you gotta start by putting your dick on the table.
Well, I mean,
That's true.
The start was the very start was the Prince of Persia game.
Amazed that actually exists. Like,
That felt weird.
because the Sands of Time remake has been in development hell for a good minute.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a different team working on a new game, and Ubisoft just has so many studios that it's just like, all right.
Here, use this IP for a game.
Right.
Yeah, because they have one studio that's just burning money trying to get Skull and Bones to be a thing.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost done. When's Skull and Bones coming out, or is it out?
They haven't announced shit for it.
No,
They haven't
they
talked
did.
about.
They were
When?
very recently.
That we weren't getting any news about it.
No, they did like a developer stream, and they showed.
Did
Yeah,
Yeah, they always do it. We're working on it, but like nothing.
it got
Nothing
delayed
substantial?
again. So
That's
after
what it was?
they were
See?
talking about it like it was coming out.
Is that really talking about it?
See? You see?
There have been 6 Skull and Bones delays since the game was unveiled at E3 2017. I'm reading from Games Radar. Skull and Bones was first delayed in 2018 when the game was pushed to a loose 2019 windows as reports surfaced suggesting development had been rebooted. It was then delayed to 2020 and again into 2021, then a fourth time to 2022, where it was eventually given a November 8th release date. Sadly, Ubisoft delayed Skull and Bones a 5th time, pushing it to March 9th, 2023. Skull and Bones was delayed for a 6th time on January 11th, 2023, and no new release date has been given.
That rests my case.
But I mean, we've heard about it. Like, that's multiple times of it showing up and getting delayed.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
guess that does count as hearing about
I personally don't count it. I personally don't, because it's just like, how do we know the version that they were talking about still exists?
It doesn't. I guarantee
Exactly.
it. They said
It-
one of the updates was they rebooted development.
That's my entire case right there. It's just like,
Probably don't even have the same name.
It's going to come out Bones
It's
and
a buddy,
Skull.
it's a buddy cop game. Hey, my name's Skull and I'm Bones.
It's in the Army of Two universe somehow.
Oh my god.
oh my
It's a
god.
pirate's life for
Wait,
us.
is Army of Two EA or Ubisoft?
I think it was EA.
Okay, so it's in it's in the Rainbow Six universe. The Splinter Cell universe.
Oh yes, we need another Rainbow Six side game to fail and die out within 6 months.
I mean, aren't all Rainbow Six games just side games in one way or another? I know Siege is.
I feel like they used to be pretty good.
Post Siege, yes, but
Like-
pre-Siege, absolutely not. Vegas 2
PS3
was
era?
great. Like Vegas 2 is probably
Yeah, but
top
Yeah.
10
wasn't
shooter.
Vegas like a side game?
It felt like a
Wasn't
good
the Vegas
main
like
game.
a sub-series side game?
Of Rainbow
Yeah.
Six? I don't think so.
Either way, that game, Vegas 2 was really fun.
I feel like that's one of those hierarchies in gaming.
I really like Rainbow Six was good on like Xbox 360 and PS3, and then that's the last I heard of them.
I know the Ghost Recon games
Yeah, no,
have
it's a
looked.
main series. Vegas 2 is main series.
Okay. And what are the main series after that? Do you have the?
Basically, it is after Vegas 2. I think there's one more in between that and Siege. I think from there we go into Siege, because Siege has been around for a minute.
Right. Siege got
No,
completely
it's Shadow
rebooted.
Vanguard. There is one.
Shadow
No, it's a
Vanguard?
fucking phone game. Yeah, between Vegas 2 and Siege is a phone game.
Great.
So yeah, Vegas 2 was the last traditional Siege game. I mean, traditional Rainbow Six game. Because I'll tell you right now, Extraction was not it. It could have been it, but it wasn't.
I mean, it was
It is what
free
it
on
is.
PlayStation Plus. I was going through my games and like deleting stuff, and I had Rainbow Six Extraction installed on my PS5.
Just hiding there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was called Rainbow Six Quarantine, and then COVID hit. So,
Wait, I thought Quarantine was the
nope.
Siege game mode that it was based off of.
It
Because the
might
whole
have,
entire
but the
Extraction
whole
thing was based
game
off of one of their holiday game modes, and I thought that was called
quarantine.
Quarantine. Yeah, that was called Quarantine.
Well, that might have been, but the game that became Rainbow Six Extraction when it was first announced was Rainbow Six Quarantine. Because if it were that game mode, like, I guess they could call it like Call of Duty Team Deathmatch if there's a game that comes out that's only Team Deathmatch. Or like Halo Griffball if they decided to make Griffball like a full multiplayer suite. Oh man. Everybody is Thancred?
Wait, what?
But anyway. Back to Mortal Kombat though, because fuck Ubisoft. Mortal Kombat 1 looks good.
Yeah.
It has the tag system, the assist system, I mean. They call
the
it
cameo system.
Cameo. They call it Cameo. But it works just like assist. Like,
Okay.
I'm going to call it assist because that's literally how it works.
Yeah.
And they also work like X-rays. So you don't spend meter on X-rays. You now have a separate. Now you have your tag move, your assist skill. But really, the thing about Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, that makes Mortal Kombat one of the great fighting games is the fact that they've always had really good single player content and a really cool narrative mode.
Yeah.
And
Like,
this reboot is pretty sick. Like, some of the character changes they've made are going to be really interesting. Sub-Zero and Scorpion are siblings now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Melina
Sub-Zero
is
still
Empress.
Well, not still, but
Yeah. Melina is Empress. Wait, if Sub-Zero and Scorpion, that means Tundra's gone. I think Tundra's fucking gone. Wow. Just realized that. Narratively, there's two Sub-Zeros. You have the original Sub-Zero from the first Mortal Kombat game, who Scorpion kills, and then you have his brother Tundra, who takes up the name of trying to avenge him.
Right.
Yeah. But the narrative stuff they showed is really cool. And also, I like the fact that we've come full circle with the fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Split God, is now Johnny Cage. Because originally with Mortal Kombat, it was supposed to be a Jean-Claude Van Damme game. And it didn't work out that way. It became the Mortal Kombat we know and love, and Jean-Claude's character became Johnny Cage.
Yeah. I mean, this was kind of 11 and the DLC for 11 kind of with the story in that and where it left off. It made sense to reboot the series there.
Because that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened. Both endings of Aftermath is just deciding which one, either Shang-Chi or Liu Kang, which one got to reset the universe. That's the entire plot of Aftermath.
This one is Liu Kang is the canon ending?
Yeah, Liu Kang is the canon in it. Because with Liu Kang, his ending actually shows what the world is actually like, instead of just showing Shang-Chi on the throne being like, haha, I've taken over the world, blah, 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 I've done what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right. And you kind of see the seeds of like distrust between some of the characters.
Mhm.
Like Liu Kang talking to Sub-Zero, like, "Hey, you're wilding."
Yep.
Sub-Zero, like, "No, I want more power." Melina getting mad at Kitana, thinking she's jealous. Kitana's like, "Girl, you're wilding."
Because Melina's Empress now. That's also a big change. She gets to keep being Empress because she was technically Empress in Mortal Kombat X, but then she gets killed by Deborah halfway through the story mode.
Wild.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. I mean,
Just starts
that's
making
one
out
thing.
with Melina, and then bugs eat her face. That's how Melina died in Mortal Kombat 10. Deborah kissed her, and Deborah's bugs ate her.
Damn.
Yep.
What a way to go out.
What a way to go out.
All right,
Crazy.
so talking about a way to go out, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that trailer started with the entire party being dead, being carried
Or
out
at least
from the...
injured after an explosion in Midgard.
Well, the explosion was the, like, fight with the time ghosts at the end of Remake, where I'm going to have to spoil Remake. So yeah, the explosion or the tornado that supposedly hit sectors 0, 1, and 2 that they talk about in the trailer was the fight with the, like, fate ghosts.
Yeah. That was cool. Oh,
but
before
Zach
we
saw
continue.
that. Okay.
I got one more thing I got to say about Mortal Kombat 1. All the characters' taunt inputs are basically down, 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 down. Teabagging is now the taunt input.
That's
Only
that's
Mortal
good.
Kombat.
That's fun. And I
mean,
hope
that'd
they bring
be-
back the mercy system because that was fucking funny.
Like if it were in a shooter, if like the crouch button, like
Yeah.
whether it's like clicking the stick or push
Mhm.
B or whatever it is for whatever game, like if
Mhm.
doing that 4 times were your emote input.
Be hilarious, but
That'd be
also
funny.
it's like that would be a bitch because that's, at least when I play shooters, that's my slide. Clicking it is
Well,
usually my slide.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not
but you're only
4
pressing
times.
it once, but like 4 times in a row.
He's sliding like a motherfucker. I've been
some
trying to bunny
people,
hop.
some people run jump slide real
Yeah,
quick.
that's how I move in Apex.
Oh, especially in Apex.
Yeah, once you hit peak, you hit that, you jump, hit that slide, and if you hit a slope,
There's a way you could do it. I mean, if you're pressing
But-
any other button, it just doesn't input correctly.
Yeah. Then again, if you're doing like other inputs right after, then it should
Right,
be
yeah,
fine.
like
Yeah.
you jump, even if you're moving the left stick, because when you teabag, you typically stop where you are. And so
Yeah,
4 clicks of the stick without touching the left stick,
Mm-hmm.
or 4 presses a circle or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I haven't played Apex in so long. I'm thinking it's one of those ones where you click the right stick to slide.
I don't know. I would literally have to be in it and just let my body do the rest. Like,
But yeah,
Right.
that could be the force out is like if you are touching the left stick, it doesn't work like that. But if you're not, then 4
and that's why I
clicks.
like my shooter emotes to be on the D-pad.
But I need my D-pad for other stuff.
Yeah.
Changing weapons.
No, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
You got the
think.
2 bumpers that are like your 2, like, whatever, grenade or flashbang.
And even that.
Okay,
depends.
grenade switching, yeah, I see that. Like, because, that's how it worked in Halo originally.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Well, most
but-
games you're not switching between multiple grenades like that often. But I mean, shooters, they got this figured out. They got it figured out.
yeah,
This is
They
why-
do what they do.
they get paid for it, you know.
That's true. We ain't got to think about it.
We have to rack our brains to make them better.
But
Is that a Crash Bandicoot shirt?
Yeah.
it's like a Buc-ee's but Crash.
But
I tried to find a Sonic shirt because that was something that was also Joe.
Sonic the
Fucking
Hedgehog.
Sonic.
Just wearing a Sacred Symbol shirt.
Nice.
But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So we got a new trailer for it. We were getting a bunch of cryptic messages on Twitter that made absolutely
Can we
no
talk about
sense.
the slick fake out
Cryptic
that happened
messages
early
made
in
sense. They
the
were just talking
showcase?
about it in developer terms. That's the thing about it.
No, it was like
They were,
poor
but they were
translations. It was like
kind of layering, like they were alluding to the announcement coming.
yeah,
in a
in the
sense.
Japanese one, but then when translated into English and just thrown up as a post, like it didn't. It was not. It was just a bunch of words.
Sanitized.
So, yeah,
They
the
need a
post on the
localization.
English, yeah, they needed to be localized,
Yeah.
not just straight up translated.
Not Google Translate. What the fuck do you need to talk about?
But yeah, so we got the new trailer to close out Summer Game Fest. That was like the big one more thing of the show, which I know a
Yeah.
lot of people were expecting Elden Ring DLC, and that would have been awesome, but
I actually wasn't. Like, I didn't think anything about Elden Ring going into this week.
oh no, the way he kind of talked about it, and I mean, I knew it was going to be Final Fantasy VII because technically I still haven't been able to watch the whole thing. It's like an hour and 40 something minutes.
Oh, I see.
And I was
there was
watching-
a point earlier in the showcase when he was like, he said something about like RPGs, and then it went to showing Sephiroth on the phone, and
No,
everybody
He
was
had to
like,
say the rumors were true. That's the first thing he had to say before that. It's like, yeah, the rumors are true, and then it was the Rebirth trailer. Seppi wanted his Taco Bell. I love the memes that are coming from Sephiroth being on the phone.
right, right. So, but that was the thing. They showed the trailer for Final Fantasy, and like they were showing a mobile game. Essentially, it was like, yo, here's a new mobile game, and they show Final Fantasy. It's like, damn, is this the Final Fantasy announcement that we're getting today? We're getting Ever Crisis.
Crisis looks fucking wild, though.
That was like towards the beginning, maybe the middle of the showcase. That's why towards the end it was like, yo, so here's this RPG. You just started like throwing RPGs, and I was like, oh, we're finally going to get the
Rebirth.
7 Rebirth trailer.
So, what do you guys think? Like, we know it's going to be early 2024. We knew it was this winter because last winter they were like this winter Crisis Core, and that was like a December release, and then they were like next winter after the 7 Rebirth, the initial trailer we got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because with that, I didn't think it would be this December type shit. I was like, if anything, they'll try to squeeze that bitch in January, maybe February.
Yeah,
So it looks good. Like I fucked with the trailer. Playable Red 13.
Yeah, playable Red 13.
Yep.
That was one of my problems.
Joining
I'm
the
like, God damn, don't fucking dangle that shit in our face and just use him as a mechanic. He wasn't even a fucking party member. He was a goddamn mechanic. Like, hey,
Also, I want to say, though,
go open that door, dog. And he's like, all right, yeah, I got you.
also, I want to add the team attacks that they showed in that trailer
yeah.
were so fucking sick, bro. Like,
The Tifa Aerith one is top tier. The Tifa Aerith one, out of all of them, I'm like,
oh, Tifa Aerith is like the fact that Aerith makes a barrier for Tifa to bounce around in like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh,
I hope they have another one that's like a level 3 where like Tifa clotheslines them and then Aerith just comes out with the fucking folding chair.
and Aerith off the top rope with a folding chair.
oh my god.
Just like go full kanji. Oh man, I need that.
But then also, how unreliable is the information we're getting? Because the first thing they showed is our characters on fucking stretchers.
I feel like
they're probably in 2 different places type shit. Like, oh no, we got to get back to our bodies because we're in this ethereal realm.
But it
that's
might
like
be
this weird
misinformation because
version
the
of
way
Earth.
I was
the
about to
original
say.
7 did a lot of its reveals was the fact that you were just getting bad information from unreliable narrators.
Yeah, that was the thing.
There's
Like
that
it was
too.
a news broadcast that showed that, and then and that's controlled by Shinra. So I'm like, this is just propaganda to
This
make
is
the
fake
people think
news.
that we took out Avalanche.
Chainsaw Man isn't real. He's American propaganda. Remember that.
I'm a few weeks behind on Chainsaw Man. Need to catch back up.
I would say if you're going to take a couple of week break from Chainsaw Man, this is a good time to do so.
I mean, whenever I read Chainsaw Man, it's always after I realize I haven't read it for like a month, and I got a month worth of Chainsaw Man sitting there for me. So, like week to week, Chainsaw Man hasn't happened in a while for me. It's like a monthly series.
Except you get more than one chapter.
Yeah.
You get like 2.
Depending on
Depending on the paneling. Depending on if Fujimoto was really trying to flex. You know, that one spread took him 3 weeks, so chapter's going to be 8 pages. One of them's the cover.
Damn.
But yeah, 7 Rebirth, I don't know. Apparently, like, the pre-order numbers for 16 aren't really there, and Square Enix
pre-order culture needs to die.
Yeah, but I mean...
Wholesale.
It wasn't going to stop Square Enix from... Everything is a failure in Square Enix's eyes. So Final Fantasy 16, like, the amount of a dream team and the amount of money that they've put into making 16 what it's going to be, and the amount of marketing they're doing for it, the amount of playable demos they've had to pay to make, there was no way, I'm starting to realize there was no way in Square Enix's opinion that Final Fantasy 16 would be a success. Because even right now, it's trailing behind where Final Fantasy 15 was in pre-orders. So for like their early glimpses of it, and I know Final Fantasy 15 had its own set of problems, but...
Did not release in a good state. That's also another part of
15,
it.
15 was also on multiple consoles.
Yeah.
Very true, because...
16 is PS5.
Yeah, that is another thing, is you are locked.
I mean, if you want your numbers, you want your numbers to go up, you're going to start selling it everywhere.
And, like, how many people pre-order games?
I mean, not all of them, but I definitely did 16.
Not all of them. Exactly. Like, when the game actually comes out, more people are going to buy it than people who have it pre-ordered. I don't even have it pre-ordered right now.
I mean, honestly, with game prices being so high, you want to see how good the game is when it comes out.
Right.
You just spending $70.
Fucking works.
Yeah.
When the number reviews come out, there'll be more pre-orders, and then more people will buy it, like day 1, week 1, month 1 type shit. And when more people start streaming it, that's going to be a game. That's just going to be fine. It's going to be up there in the game.
It's going to sell.
It's going to sell. It's going to be up there in the game of the year, like contentions, whatever.
Of course.
And then, but here's the whole other thing with Final Fantasy VII. That shit is a name. Like, that is a name and a number.
True.
And not just as a name.
16 is just a name.
Final Fantasy fans have been trying to get Square to remake 7 since the 7 resurgence, and then it happened again during 13.
Well,
like, one of the big complaints when 13 came out is, why isn't the 7 remake?
Well, that was Square Enix started the problem, because apparently Square Enix, after Final Fantasy X came out, they talked about remaking 7, 8, and 9 for the PS2. Because those were the PS1 era ones, and they were talking about remaking them there. And then on the PS3 early on, we got that Final Fantasy VII tech demo. So that's then showing Final Fantasy on PS3.
And also remember, this is a classic thing from Sony, because how they first showed off the tech for the original Final Fantasy VII, they had that era 3D models of the Final Fantasy VI cast.
Yeah. So...
At least Square's consistent.
Right.
You want to see what they look like as polygons? Oh my god, it's cutting edge.
Sprites. They're
We need
Ah!
this HD 2D6 remake. The 9 remake looks like it's coming along. Like, we might get the 9 remake announced soon. Because that's one of the few Square games that was in the NVIDIA leak that hasn't officially been announced. Like, even Kingdom Hearts 4 was in that, and they've announced, like, that's way higher profile. And after Kingdom Hearts 3, people weren't expecting the next game we got announced to be Kingdom Hearts 4, of all things. So,
Right.
Well, I mean, an announcement isn't that crazy, right?
I mean, heck, the
It's
amount
not.
of games that
No,
come out,
actually,
don't
the game
really
here's
come
the
for 5
game coming
years.
out. Completely different.
Mhm.
Yeah, because a
They
lot
can
of
announce
games
it all
get
they
announced
want.
and you won't hear about them for 5 years. Freaking,
Kingdom
that
Hearts
happened with
3.
Elden Ring when it got first announced. That's what happened with Elder Scrolls 6. That was 5 years ago.
Skull and Bones.
hey, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is
Bro.
now the game that's been in development the longest of any video game of all time. So,
Uh-huh.
How long has it been?
years.
12 years, 12, 13 years.
Yeah, because
I
they
remember they
announced
showed that
Beyond
trailer
Good and
at-
Evil 2 in like PS3 era.
At that at the E3 2017, I believe.
Oh, my
They were
bad.
like, oh,
It's 15
this
years. They
happened.
announced it back in 2011.
We were teenagers.
Right. 2011. I just graduated? Damn.
God, literally, I was a junior in high
I'm
school.
a grown ass adult now.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We're old enough to be jaded. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, this is
This
America.
game this
We're in a
game
crazy
didn't come
time
out
to do that
before
to
we
you.
were jaded.
And the character's name is Jade. They play 8D chess.
With a game that that only technically exists.
Technically.
It's a concept. It's
Shit,
in-
Skull
in
and
your
Bones
mind.
exists more than Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Damn.
But heck,
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
There's
Uh-oh.
definitely, I'll say that, there's more gameplay out there for Skull and Bones than there is for Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I mean, heck, the only thing up Beyond Good and Evil 2 that exists, I want to say, is 2 teasers. There was their prototype gameplay teaser where you were riding that cool hover bike through the city. And then I want to say it was their original announcement trailer.
Right.
And then also, let's not forget that Beyond Good and Evil 2 was like an open Ubisoft secret for like multiple years before that.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with the 9 remake
Mhm.
when that comes
Yeah, I wonder what type of art style they're going to take for it. Because, you might as well be fun with it.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's not like 7 where they're going to go and it's going to turn into 3 games. No, this is just going to be one game, an updated version of 9. What we could really hope for is like a Crisis Core reunion level where it's like replace all the assets but like update it but keep it the same. So
yeah.
because I
A
think
nice good old fashioned graphical update. Nothing.
Yeah,
touching
nothing
it.
crazy.
right, but I feel like it wasn't just like a remastering. It's like Metroid Prime remastered. Like the same game is there, but it's not like they're just like up-resing the existing models. It's like they're replacing the models.
Yeah.
That's
But it's not
why-
like
Even in
a whole
cutscenes and
remake.
stuff.
What about like a Shadow of the Colossus remake?
Yeah, because they went in and replaced models and did. That wasn't. What I'm talking about, the first Shadow of the Colossus HD level, because there was Shadow of the Colossus on PS2, and then there was Shadow of the Colossus in Eco HD on PS3, and then on PS4 we got the actual Shadow of the Colossus like remake. I'm saying don't just take Final Fantasy 9. Like Final Fantasy 8 remastered is a bad example of what I'm talking about. Where Final Fantasy 8 They just HD the existing PS1 textures, and so it doesn't look good.
Also, a lot of those textures, and also you got to remember, with the graphical, part of the reason why games looked so good back then, even with their quote unquote lower quality, is because they were designed around the screens and that were going to be used.
They were being run on lower quality screens, so being lower quality wasn't as big of a problem. But now we have these huge.
Well, it wasn't lower quality back then; it was standard quality back then.
Right, but I'm just saying lower in perspective of what we expect today.
Yeah.
Like a PS1 didn't have an HDMI port. Like they didn't have to think about going into a 4K display because 4K displays did not exist. They ran at a 480i, and that was completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd get 360p sometimes if we were lucky. On some of these.
I mean, that's why people like who still play retro games are buying CRTVs just because it just looks better.
Yeah.
And heck, let's be real. Some stuff is so good that's all you need.
Yep.
You know, you don't need a bunch of radical changes. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a facelift.
Yep.
Or just sleep, water, and good moisturizing. But you know,
a shot of Botox.
No,
that's
dropping
poison.
out, losing your stress, losing some of your stresses.
All right. So while we're in the realm of JRPGs, the Persona Atlas Instagram account completely leaked two of their biggest announcements from the upcoming Xbox showcase, and you can tell they were from the Xbox showcase because they ended with play it first
play
on
it here
Game
on
Pass.
Xbox.
Play it on Game Pass.
Shout out. Like,
so I would like
you
to
got fired, but
I would also like to add, being on Twitter when that happened was the funniest shit, especially on Persona Twitter, because when Jeff said the rumors are true, of course their brain rot made them go to Persona 3 because they've been arguing about whether that the leaks were real. And then,
well, I mean, they registered 2 domains this week, P3R and P5T. And that's always how Atlas stuff initially leaks. That's how we knew.
Yeah.
I mean, there was another leak like weeks ago.
Yeah, no, I'm
for
talking
the
about
same
that
for the same thing. There's like sites up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like the domains were bought.
No, we're not talking about the domains. There was like a literal video presentation that Atlas did where they showed off like some Jet Set.
Oh, that was years ago. And then it's just people. I know what you guys are talking about. Like the Super Game presentation where they were
talking. That was that long ago?
Yes.
What the fuck is time?
But it's just everybody started focusing on it because people started talking about Persona 3 because Persona 3 Portable, because that came back up like after the launch of Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden last year.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real here. Everyone knew they were remaking this fucking game. It was a terribly kept secret. We all knew. The only question was when.
Right.
And now we know. And
we got evidence.
And that was a mistake because we shouldn't know until tomorrow.
But we've known for a couple days now. And then I was like, all right, the same thing as last year with Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden of just like, all right, I'm just going to wait for these press releases saying it's coming to everything. But shouts out to online retailers because not only did they leak the entire box art for Switch, Xbox Series, PS4, and PS5 for both games. Like, I don't have to wait for the press releases now. Because Chris is like, you're going to have to wait. And I'm like,
I figured if anything, after the showcase, PlayStation is going to tweet and be like, oh, funny you mentioned these games.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all did it to
Dude.
us.
thing.
I'd be glad if PlayStation were to do that because that'd make my life easier, especially after seeing some of those
Right.
third-party games. But PlayStation's not going to do that. That was an Xbox move. That's
It would be
not
funny.
a PlayStation move.
Just watching
Didn't they
It
do
would
that
be
with
funny.
Persona? Didn't they do that with Persona at the last Xbox showcase? It was like, yeah.
No, they
Here's the
waited
tra-
like
here's the- here's the
I
trailer.
swear,
Well, no,
I
it
swear to
was
God,
just
they waited like a
the-
week before they said anything.
Yeah,
Because Anton was like flipping his shit. He was like, "It's been 3 days, and PlayStation has not confirmed that this is coming to PS5." I was like,
and then eventually what we got was from Atlas of like that same image, like
"Yeah,
with where it has Game Pass, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Windows. Then like the next line down, because we get this image a lot. Like with Monster Hunter Rise, we probably have this image. With Exoprimal, we probably have this image where it acts like it's only on Xbox, and then when you're not looking through like the Game Pass trailers or whatever, like because a lot of times the Xbox channel will have the easiest viewable version of those trailers from their press conferences. But when you get that image anywhere else on the internet, it'll a line down have PS4, PS5, Switch,
yeah."
Steam
Think about
usually.
that. Yeah. One more thing about that Persona 3 leaked trailers. I watched it like 8 times and combed the fuck through it. One, everyone looks so
good.
good.
Yeah,
The new
it
models
looks
look good, but also the
good.
portraits look good. New portraits look so good. My
So
baby
good.
toaster looks so good.
Are you upset about the UI? Like I've seen some people.
No,
are?
that's honestly
What the
that's a mischaracterization about how the UI. Let me rephrase. The UI is still shaped like a revolver. It still opens up just like you would when you lower a revolver. And the whole reason why you had that pink crescent moon is because it was Yukari's turn, and that's her primary color.
Tell him, Jalen.
So, like, honestly, I think the art style is good. I like the way the UI looks, especially that fucking pause screen. Ooh, when you see my boy just drop into that pool, that's a sick looking pause screen.
Yeah. With the music, yeah. This one isn't going to be compressed to hell.
Right. An uncompressed mass destruction.
Oh yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
I would like to say is I do also like the kind of hazy, dreamlike quality that kind of like filtering
Yeah,
with the remake.
yeah,
like every-
being in
Yeah, because
Tartarus-
I mean, like, yeah, aren't you going through the fog in Persona 3 anyways?
No, the fog is
the
not
fog
introduced
is
before.
more of a 4 thing.
Yeah, fog is 4. 3 takes place during the dark hour.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I can't. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm trying to decide if I want to go back and play like the remaster or just
Honestly,
like full stop wait for the remake.
Wait for the
you're hyped
remake.
for the remake, it's
just-
crazy. Now that the remake's out, I can say just play FemC's route. Go download Portable, play FemC's route.
Well, did you see that people were saying that Reload is going to have FemC?
I mean, I hope. Literally, the only 2 pieces of information that I desperately need from Reload is FemC and the answer. Those are the 2 most
But
important
wasn't
pieces.
the trailer like something from the answer?
No,
Oh, okay.
No.
not at all. The furthest thing was Aegis, which happens like about halfway through the game because she's like the last party member you get.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Pretty good. And it's day 1 on Game Pass.
Persona
very
3 Reloaded
Yeah, very convenient.
Deluxe. That's when you get the answer.
right.
They
It's
put
like
out
I
the
know
second
FemC
version.
and the answer are going to end up being DLC, which is going to suck so much.
DLC, a whole second game. That just has a third semester.
I mean, let's be real. That's what they did with the answer. You had to buy the SES edition.
This
Yep.
is the 4th version of Persona 3. There was Persona 3, Persona 3 SES, Persona 3 Portable, and now we're getting Persona 3 Reload.
I
And
feel like
that's-
there's one more Persona 3 that we're missing.
Persona 3 Dancing in Starlight. Or Dancing in Moonlight.
Persona 3 characters in Persona 4 Arena.
That's Q.
Oh, yeah, Q. But
don't really
he's talking
count
about
feud up.
Persona 4 Arena, like the characters from 3 being in Arena.
Yeah,
That's
They're half the
So,
cast.
I'm
So,
just
the
talking
entire
about the
surviving
core
cast is in
RPG
Ultimax.
ones, though.
Yep.
And I feel like P3R is like a big deal, but P5T shouldn't be swept under the rug. That looks like Persona
get it.
Tactics.
No, it looks like Atlas should have just made that Devil Survivor 3, but no, it got to be Persona for that brand recognition. That's all I saw when I watched that. Just wholesale. I'm like, this is Devil Summoner, but Persona, because Persona 5. How about Atlas does Persona?
They're going to milk us for all we're worth, and I'm going to get on that table.
I mean, I'll probably play it eventually because at the end of the day, their tactics games are fun. Because Atlas, in my opinion, has one of the Devil Survivor 2, in my opinion, is like top 3 tactics game. It pisses me off.
No, yeah, I don't care. I love Joker. I love An. I love Ryuji.
I really just wish I could get into Strikers.
I love Haru. I love Makoto.
Well, yeah, why don't you? Do you have Strikers?
Yeah,
Because
it was
that-
free.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh, I mean, I
Free.
bought it, so.
I tried, but I really do miss that crew. I might just play Persona
Yeah.
5 just to
Tacticia.
just to
Just
hang.
to feel something.
Yeah, just to feel something.
Well, I mean, you really could, like, this is a lot easier said than done, but you could play the Persona Q game, Q2 specifically.
Good.
So the interactions are hilarious.
Yeah. Because that's 3, 4, and 5, right? In
Yep.
Q2?
And FIMSY.
Yep.
Okay.
So, if you really want to, but I mean, that's a 3DS game. 3DS eShop is down, so.
Right, and that's
you
why I'm
have
like,
to hunt down a
Atlas.
physical copy.
And also,
And that's going to be expensive.
honestly, I really just hope that Persona 5 Tactics does well enough that Atlas is like, okay, we could finally put a Devil Survivor collection out, our Devil Survivor duology on modern. Because I need it.
I want that and the Persona Q collection, because if they did
And
Q
actually,
1 and
Atlas
2,
needs to get all of their 3DS games off.
the 3DS.
They need modern ports of all their 3DS games because all of their 3DS games are really fucking good.
But they're just stranded there, and if you ain't got a
Yeah.
physical copy,
Because remember, SMT4 is stranded on fucking
yep.
DS, and that's the best SMT game. That's when SMT hit peak fiction. Like, the fuck?
Yep.
And yes, 4 has a way better story than 5 because the alignment reps are actual characters and not that you hang around with consistently and not just people you run into whenever the game needs to remind you there's an alignment system.
Yeah, but with 5, you get to see your character.
I'll say right now, I would rather have Jonathan and Walter than seeing my character. I
have
will
no idea
trade
who
out-
those are.
I'll trade out for those two.
Okay, well, while we're talking about the Persona stuff that was obviously leaked from the Xbox showcase, is there anything you guys want to predict or, like, throw out? Like, this is going to be completely outdated and, like,
Yeah.
by the
But
time this is, like, whoever's not watching live
Put
right
it like
now.
this. What I would like to see is more Fable.
Well, yeah,
I
think
would
we're
love
gonna
to see
get,
Fable.
I think we're going to get Fable because they, like, one of their teasers for the press conference was, like, a trail of glitter, like, guiding you to the press conference.
And
like,
I would
yeah.
also like to see something from Avowed, but I think that's, for me, that's really about it. I don't give a shit. Like, when Starfield comes up, I'm going to completely mentally check out.
well, I mean, that's going
I'm
to be
gonna
a
go
whole
for-
thing.
Evil Within 3, that'd be cool.
Yeah, well, there are rumors of Hi-Fi DLC.
That I could see.
That'd be
I could see
piped up.
that.
Because I
That'd be
know they
piped
just
up.
showed off a costume pack. They literally
Yep.
just had a costume pack.
I don't know. I don't have any predictions for Xbox. I just literally just like do something.
What
Yeah.
what I want, because Xbox usually is better about doing like things like this at their showcase. I want like Xbox Steam Deck like I want a Steam app that is Xbox Game Pass that I could just load up on my Steam Deck, or have it be
Please.
like EA Play where you have that membership and you can go into Steam and like interact with Steam on a different level because you're a EA Access member. I'd
Yeah.
want them to do Game Pass where like all the games that are
Do you
on
think this is where we get the Xbox kind of like answer to that, like just the Game Pass app, just like more ubiquitous, so just like a
Yeah.
like a dongle that you plug into your TV and boom.
Well, I know
mean,
Asus is
what is-
coming out with a handheld that's gonna have like Game Pass on it that
Yeah.
you
And
can
there's TVs
download.
that are coming
like,
out that have
down-
Game Pass built in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the dongle was something they were going to do, but then they realized they couldn't get it cheap enough for it to make sense. So they canceled the dongle, and now they're just working with like Samsung TVs on having like being part of the Game Hub, just having like here are your gaming apps, and like one of them is Xbox Game Pass. And I mean, I think that
Well, that's
makes
cool.
a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I mean, you can
Hopefully
do
we
it
get a
through a
little
web
more on that.
browser. So yeah, that'd be cool. I really don't want them to show like Microsoft Flight Simulator. As much as I love that game, just like I really need them to just be about hardcore dope ass video games.
I think we might see Hellblade 2 because that's like one of the first Xbox Series games we heard about. That it really might have
Yeah.
been the first like Xbox next gen first party title that they talked
Yep.
about. So
Yeah, I feel like they've shown that off a couple of times.
yeah,
last
I mean,
couple years.
I'm not saying like we're starving for information, but the fact that we've
Yeah.
known about that game officially for so long, and we don't have
Yeah.
a date, we don't have a window, we don't have anything.
anything.
Like we have some information about what it's going to be, but we just like
Yeah.
that's more of like a known quantity that we just need more information on.
Yeah.
Perfect Dark we've known about for a while.
Yeah, that's the one off my list. I'd actually like to see Perfect Dark.
Yeah. There's an
That's about
Indiana Jones game coming out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not playing no goddamn game with a white man with a goddamn whip in 2023, nor am I watching their fucking movie.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't have any affinity for Indiana Jones. I have him in Fortnite because he was part of a battle pass, but like,
Zero.
I've never used him.
Zero.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch the movie, but it's coming from
Don't care.
I was never an Indiana Jones fan.
yeah, but it's coming
mean,
from IO, right? No, that's James Bond. This IO's doing. Who's making the Indiana Jones game?
I think, is it the people who made Wolfenstein?
Machine Games?
Is that them?
doesn't sound right.
Maybe I'm thinking about something else.
No, it is Machine Games.
Okay.
It is Machine Games.
So I was right.
I mean, they can't fuck up Wolfenstein more than they did with New Blood, so fuck it.
That's true.
Because New Blood was not fun. I gotta say, New Blood was not a fun game.
Youngblood.
Young Blood, there it is.
It was the New Colossus. I was like,
New Colossus was heat. New Colossus.
New Colossus is good. Youngblood is the one that was bad.
And it's
You might
because
get
it
a-
wanted to be some bullshit pseudo live service game.
Stop that shit. We might get a Gears?
Nah. It would make sense, but at the same time, I think them announcing a Gears here would be too soon for like. They
Yeah.
usually will release Gears when they're in a way better spot than where they are now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I don't know.
Because we know there's not going to be Halo.
No.
There might be a new
abandoned
season
that
of
series.
Halo.
No, it's gonna be the Halo season. They're gonna show up a Halo season so they can try and get some battle pass.
Yep, they really might get me with the battle pass on Halo.
I mean,
If you drop some dope maps and some
Because
games,
the coalition hasn't announced anything in a minute since Tactics. So
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. I just don't think that. I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong. Like, Gears is something that they've consistently been able to at least do well. That you can't even say that about Halo.
No.
So
Yeah, but also let's not pretend that with Halo 343 has always sucked with the Halo license. Like,
yeah, but I mean,
there's
it used to
never been
be
a 343
epic on
Halo
Gears,
game that
right?
hasn't had that wasn't kind of shit.
But it used
I
to
mean,
be Epic on Gears, and now it's the Coalition. So it's kind of like the same deal. It's just instead of like Halo was a bigger deal, and now got a lot worse. And
5
Gears...
and Judgment were pretty good games, though. That's the thing about it.
Oh no, I'm saying Gears. I said
Yeah.
Halo was good and then got bad, but Gears has just kind of like incrementally gotten better, and I don't think since. I mean, I maybe Judgment. Like, I don't have any opinion on Judgment because I didn't play that. It's like God of War. Like, I don't talk about Ascension because I don't know Ascension, but I played all the other ones. And what I played of 4 and 5, like, I played the shit out of Gears 3 on 360, but what I played of 4 and 5 are good Gears games, you know?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah, they're real solid games, and have some real cool shit in them. Like in Gears 5, there's this whole like sled section that was fucking sick. There was a sled escape section. Yeah. That was actually pretty fucking sick.
Gears is one of those AAA franchises that Xbox has that I feel like I'd trust them to put a new game out in that series. It's just they have so many things announced and coming and like have been in the works. Outer Worlds 2. We've known about that for a while now.
That's Obsidian though.
Yeah, but that is owned by Microsoft.
I don't think they have a lot to show there just yet. So I don't think we'll get like much of any news.
Yeah, but I don't think they should spend as much time trying to announce continuations to franchises when we know there's a Fable, we know there's a Forza, we know there's like all these different Perfect Dark, all these continuations to these franchises that they own. I don't think now's a good time for Gears, and I don't think that they should spend too much time announcing a bunch of
Redfall DLC.
Oh God, you better not.
No,
unfortunately,
Redfall better not be spoken about at this place.
Unfortunately, that will happen.
Yeah.
God, I read what the devs were talking about. I read the devs postmortem. I feel bad for them. They were like, "Please, Microsoft, if you buy this company, cancel this goddamn game.
Cancel the game.
Why are our managers and people in charge making us make a goddamn live service game? We don't do live service games."
Please.
Honestly,
we are.
I liked Halo when it first dropped. Halo's multiplayer.
Yeah.
When it first dropped, it felt like a good ass Halo multiplayer.
I had Game Pass.
I feel like if they showed Halo multiplayer specifically some love, gave it some new gameplays, gave it some new maps, I'd be hyped about that.
The only one keeping that game alive right now is the community in like Forge.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's a tall
funny as shit.
That's a tall
Waffle House weekend.
Waffle House brawl.
That was fun. Just throwing hands at a fucking Waffle House.
The way the good Lord intended.
A Southern staple. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, I do think Microsoft could get away with the Gears announcement simply because of the sheer amount of studios they have.
Yeah.
You know, like, and once again, Coalition hasn't done anything in a minute. Who knows what they're up to? But I think the main thing I would like to see out of an Xbox showcase is just, honestly, some Starfield. That's really it, because I like my space games.
I mean, we know you're getting like, because the overall show is 2 hours, and I think the Starfield portion on its own is going to be about 40 minutes of that. So you're going to get Starfield. Like, whether you like what you're going to see or not, that's still to be seen, but...
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. I haven't believed Bethesda's RPGs have been good since Oblivion, in my personal opinion.
Madrid is hating so much, just like an Anton would before a game comes out. Watch him love the fuck out of this game and be like, it's one of my games of the year.
I don't see that.
Nah. Because Anton never got into Skyrim like that, or got into.
Well,
fucking,
no.
I'm talking about
Chris is
Madrid.
talking about like the
Madrid
way
is hating on it
I
that way
hated on
Anton hates
Zelda,
Yeah.
and then
Anton, I could tell
love
that deep
Zelda.
down in your heart, you wanted that shit.
I wanted it to be good, and it's good, so we're good.
And then also, let's not pretend that Anton's biggest problem, motivation for hating on Zelda was he wasn't even hating on Zelda. He was hating on the Switch.
Yeah, very true.
It wasn't even about Zelda.
I was, like
true.
Zelda was like, it's this big game coming to the Switch, and so I'm concerned because it's coming to the Switch, but it came out and
That's
it's
fair.
good. I kind of fell off of it due to like getting back into Monster Hunter, like because I was like I hadn't beat Sunbreak, so I like it just
Yeah,
was-
shit, I haven't beaten Sunbreak either.
right. I'm like MR 47, and I think the last content that we can play is at MR 100 before needing like the additional updates with the added monsters. That's not coming till the end of August. I'm not okay with this, Capcom. All
And
this
that's-
content is out on.
That's actually
PC.
probably for the best.
No, I'd
because
take it. I'd take it.
With like with the gaming lineup for the rest of the summer, just take some time off of Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And then once we get the Monster Hunter World 2 announcement on Monday,
I don't think it's happening. I had faith.
no, we're getting a Monster Hunter announcement. We are. They might not show any gameplay or anything, but we'll at least get an announcement for a new one.
I'm surprised they did because they had their final Rise presentation where they talked about Primordial Malzinos, which is really cool. And then they went and they talked about like stats overall for Rise and Sunbreak, like the most hunted monster, like all these different things. So it was kind of like a send off for Rise. But
That's cool.
they didn't say like look forward to our Capcom showcase. They didn't like. I feel like they'd be
What's
moving.
understood don't gotta be
Yeah.
explained.
I don't know.
I'm
I'd
gonna
be
be there.
excited for it. I'd be there.
Also, I
for
think
it.
we're gonna get a Devil May Cry announcement.
That'd be sick.
But they've been working on 16.
I don't care. It's time.
It's time. Might
All
get a
right,
Resident
so
Evil announcement
they've
just because they're
officially
cranking those
said
out.
Ghost Trick, Dragon's Dogma 2, and Exoprimal. Those are
Ghost
the
Trick.
yeah, Ghost
The
Trick
fuck is that?
Phantom Detective. It's like a remake
What
of
more
an
do they
old
need to
Capcom
show for
game.
Exoprimal?
Oh,
Remind you that the game comes out soon.
Yeah, it comes out.
Remember, they also showed the fact that they're
Next
having
week.
a collab with Street Fighter 6. They showed that
Oh
off
yeah, they did.
Yeah,
with fucking Mecha Ryu.
right. But I think like we're going to get like a deep dive
Freak
into
out.
like the content that was in the Dragon's Dogma 2 trailer we got at the PlayStation showcase. We're going to get more information on like the Street Fighter stuff in Exoprimal because they didn't really explain much of anything with that trailer.
They said the first part of the collab was going to be for Street Fighter to Street Fighter. They're
Well,
getting
no,
their
they-
collab content first.
Yeah, Exoprimal's getting Ryu and Guile as mechs in Exoprimal. We know that much.
Mhm.
But and then they said that the Street Fighter is getting a Capcom collab 1 at some point. And I mean they've been doing that. The Monster Hunter stuff in Street Fighter 5 is still some of the best stuff in Street Fighter 5. They fixed Ken by putting a helmet on his head.
The thing about Ken is just that he had a shitty haircut. That's all it was.
And what solved that? Monster Hunter helmets.
Yeah, man, Ken and Ryu is so fucking ugly in Street Fighter 5. Boys
Damn.
just hit. And now it's just Ken that's ugly in Street Fighter 6.
Well, Ken just
Hobo life will do that to you.
yeah.
That's what happens when
Yeah.
you invest your money into some bullshit crypto.
Yep.
All right. So Madrid, you're saying Monster Hunter. I was hoping Mega Man, but I feel like we would have gotten some Mega Man teasings at Summer Game Fest, like to lead into it. Because that's the thing. Like a lot of the games that were shown during that showcase have playable demos, and like games media right now is in LA playing a lot of the games that were shown. So like Mortal Kombat 1 is like playable and like a bunch of these other games. So I feel like Mega Man, they would have wanted to have put that in the Summer Games Fest, so they could have gotten that as part of Play Days.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my two theories were Monster Hunter and Mega Man, but the fact that we got Exoprimal at Summer Games Fest, I don't think. I'm not putting any stock into this Capcom presentation on Monday to be like anything super
Nope.
big.
I feel like the Capcom presentations haven't been really that big.
Right, they haven't.
They've just they let everybody else, like Xbox or PlayStation, show like the new stuff, and then they just recap on theirs.
Yeah. And so, like, the things that we've gotten recently are Exoprimal during Summer Games Fest, and we got,
So what you're saying is we're going to actually get the Monster Hunter announcement at the Xbox showcase?
I mean, I'll take it.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That would be.
We already know they got Capcom ID set up for crossplay, so sure, put that shit wherever the fuck they want it. I'll take it. That'd be a huge W for Xbox to announce Monster Hunter World.
That would be a huge dub.
That'd be a big dub. I'd give them that. But then, of course, there'd be the press release right after of Monster Hunter World 2 is an exciting upcoming game for PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, and Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Oh,
wait.
I mean, RE Engine, that's how they're doing it these days, so...
I mean, heck, I'll say this right now. That's why it's so important to have a good engine. Bethesda.
Yeah.
Just straight up. That's... If you have a good engine, you could just do shit. Not Frostbite. What was the Guerrilla Games? What's their engine called? Fucking
Fox
Decima.
Engine? Oh,
Decima. You know, not Frostbite. Frostbite is
no, not Frostbite, not Snowdrop.
Well, actually,
not
the
Red Engine.
Yes, but Frostbite was designed for a very specific type of game. And because the effects were really good, they tried to do it in genres that doesn't work. Like, Frostbite worked well with that Battlefield game that came out.
Yeah, they were using that shit
2042.
No, it wasn't 2042. No, before that.
Yeah. Probably...
I'm talking about the one that had that giant-ass building that fell down.
Oh, 4.
Yeah!
I know a lot of people really like Battlefield 1 because that's the World War I vignettes one.
The single player of that was cool. The little vignettes.
But yeah, I keep having to click over to get back to these notes. I need to rearrange this desktop, but I'd have to mess up the stream to do that. So let's not do that. One of the biggest things, in my opinion, Spider-Man 2 got new art for Kraven and Venom. And it's coming October 20th.
Yes, sir.
They said that Venom isn't going to be Eddie Brock, but...
We knew it wasn't going to be Eddie Brock. We knew that from the end of Spider-Man 1.
Right. That's why I think, based on the end of Spider-Man 1, it's going to be Harry Osborn, but...
Definitely Harry, because if you watch the trailer, part of what's allowing the symbiote to take control of Peter like that is the fact that he's worried about Harry. That was his primary motivation for chasing Crocodile so hard. He's like, This is the only person I know who could save Harry.
That wasn't Crocodile. That was the Lizard.
My bad. They're the same characters, just DC Marvel variants.
Same shit.
Yeah, but that's why he was chasing Lizard so hard. And
he said it wasn't Harry either.
I don't think...
Yeah, he said it's their own interpretation.
Well, it's their own interpretation of the story, yes.
Well, he never explicitly, because I went back and I watched that part, he never explicitly said it wasn't Harry. He said it's something.
Okay, so here's my thing. If they do take their own interpretation on it, right? If you look at the voice actor for Venom, that kind of with the way his voice sounds, that kind of... You would want the character model to match said voice, I'm getting at.
Yes and no, but the thing about it is the symbiote suit can change your size. The symbiote can do that. Can change your outer appearance, because it can be a bit mechy. It's an internal biomech sometimes.
I mean, yeah,
Because
but
in the
like,
current comics, I believe Eddie's son is Venom with the original symbiote, and that boy is not that big. Yet when he's Venom, he's fucking huge.
Yeah, so I'm gonna stick with the theory that it's Harry Osborn because
Oh, I'm definitely sticking with Harry Osborn.
like I went back and I watched that part because I know I had talked to Juwan and Juwan said they said it wasn't Eddie Brock and it wasn't Harry Osborn. I'm like, but Harry Osborn makes sense. And then Keeley kind of asked about it, but the way the developer responded about it was like, it's not Eddie Brock. Not that
Yeah.
it wasn't Harry Osborn.
I'll agree with
And good, because Eddie Brock has not been introduced as a character, and a lot of what they've shown in Spider-Man 2 are characters that were in Spider-Man 1. For example, if you look at the
Craven's map.
Yeah, you see Vigil. Vigil's on that map. And Vigil was the cop Peter worked with back in Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, and there was also Black Cat and Taskmaster and like people that you've encountered between Miles Morales and Spider-Man 1. So, yeah, I'm
Also-
really excited for Spider-Man 2. They were talking about that they doubled the map size. So now
Yep.
it's Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
I know people were already upset the map was looking the same.
But it's also like, I'm sorry, how much different is New York supposed to look when your narrative has been that long in between games? Like, what?
Like,
You
what the fuck?
what? You expected us to move down to Georgia? The fuck?
Bro, haters are gonna hate.
I'm Spider-Man Atlanta. I can only swing in this little metro area right here.
If I
gotta
leave
catch the-
downtown, it's like
I gotta
I'm in
catch the
suburbs,
martyr to Buckhead.
running around
and I
like a
can
powerless
see over here.
hack.
Yeah. No, that box art is clean though. It's like both
It
of
is
them
clean.
basically doing the Spider-Man shit, and then there's just like the symbiote on Peter's web, and then Miles got his Venom charging up. I'm like, man, this shit is.
By the way, I
fire.
love how in the comics right now he can actually turn his Venom Blast into a fucking sword. It's fucking sick.
oh
It's
shit,
fucking
that's
sick.
what we
That's
need out this
fucking
game.
cool.
That's cool
I
as
need
hell.
modern Miles powers. I need the powers he just figured out, because that was sick as hell when he made his Venom Blast into a fucking lightning sword.
Damn, it's
You gotta
crazy
use
that
your
we're not going to
fingertips.
be able to get that in Beyond the Spider-Verse if it's that new. Because that would be
Yeah,
sick
no,
as
this is
hell.
from the current Miles run. The only decent Spider-Man comic we got right now.
Okay.
Because I'm saying this right now, they're treating Peter just as bad as they did back with One More Day. Like, editorial hates Peter right now. Good God. They just hate anything nice.
That's why we can't have nice things.
God,
because of
that-
Marvel.
Once again, that Marvel, the current Spider-Man run is fucking bad. And it's bad for shitty shock value. That's the worst part.
Damn.
Like, for example, why did you? I'm still pissed at what they did to Kamala. I'm still pissed.
Oh yeah, D talked to me about that on the episode of Table Cheese we recorded about
then-
what's going on with that.
And also, Pete's not her Spider-Man. Miles is, because they were champions.
Yeah, she's gonna come back as a mutant though. That's how they're gonna do Kamala is like because now X-Men's gonna be a thing and they already have Kamala introduced in the MCU. They're gonna have Kamala come back as a mutant and then use that as a way to like use her as a conduit to actually introduce because they referred to her as a mutant in the MCU. So
But also, the thing you have to remember is that superpowered beings in Marvel are called mutates or mutees. Like literally, if you replace the E with
I thought
an A,
mutie was a
it's not,
slur.
it's not a slur. Basically, as if you replace the A with an E, it's no longer a slur.
Oh.
I called you a mutie, not a mutant.
all right. So one of the other big games they showed that they dropped a demo for at a Summer Games Fest, which was nice to just have that download as I was waiting to come home because I didn't get off for hours after Summer Game Fest happened. But I downloaded the demo for Liza P. Want to check that out?
Yeah, same.
see what that game's really hitting on, because seems like a soul like that and Remnant 2 were the two like Souls-like games that kind of stood out as part of this showcase. And if I want to see what Remnant 2 is talking about, I could just play Remnant 1 and
Remnant 1 plays. I know it has Souls-like
yeah,
inspirations,
it's
but it really
Souls-like with
just.
guns.
Yeah. I'm going to say right now, it doesn't. I played a bit of it. It doesn't feel like that, though. They called it that, but it really felt like weird. It felt more like Destiny than it did than it felt like a Souls game to me when I played it. Like I was getting more.
I could see the Destiny. I'm looking at through these screenshots that IGN has, and yeah, I could see the Destiny.
It really felt like a different take, a third-person take on Destiny, and not Souls. You know, a little bit of Weird West, but further gone.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was an all right game. Played it for a couple of hours. You know how live service games go. You play them for a couple of hours. They either hook you and you devote 1,000 hours to them, or you never play them again.
Yeah. The Yes Your Grace sequel was announced. This has that kind of replaced pixel art, kind of like HD 2D, but not really kind of design to it. And so, Yes Your Grace Snowfall, we got like some gameplay of it, but it looks like a lot more of an immersive sim kind of where like
Yes, Your Grace was always the decision game. Like that's the thing about it is like you make a decision, you make a decision, you make a decision, and you have to live with the consequences.
right. And so
Yeah.
it looks really cool, but I think I'm still gonna just wait on Replace to play like a game with this kind of style. Even though this style is just extremely striking, the gameplay of Replace looked like more of what I would want out of a game.
Yeah. I will say, I hope. Well, no, the Yes Your Grace sequel will also be very fun on Steam Deck. That would also be a nice, fun road trip game.
I could see that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Not super, super intense, but you're making decisions, so it feels a little intense without it being mechanically intense. I'd put that on my Steam Deck.
Okay. Speaking of things that you could potentially put on your Steam Deck, Honkai Star Rail got a release window for PS5. We know it's coming Q4 2023, so I'm just going to wait for that, and I'll play me some Honkai Star Rail. Then I'll probably uninstall Honkai Star Rail. Same way every time I download, play a little bit.
Well, actually, no. Actually, not. Maybe. No. Because I'm having fun with it. Like I've been playing it every day. It's a lot of fun, and it's because they have varying levels of content to it. Like Simulated Universe on its own is so much fucking fun. I spend so much time doing that, which is its own like mini roguelite kind of mode where you go into a room, you fight, and then you get a buff, and then you choose what next room you want to go to. I've been really enjoying it. And the story's pretty good. Like, the story's pretty good. The characters are fun. Actually, Star Rail is what I wanted out of Genshin. You know, it fits my sensibilities a bit better.
Yeah. I'll try it out when it comes to console.
Yeah.
Might as well just wait.
Yeah, my dogs are just ramping up, so.
Mine too.
Are they going to redo the limited banners when it comes out? Because we're on our third limited banner.
Probably not. Because there was the limited Aloy banner that just...
That wasn't a banner. That wasn't a banner. That literally came from just having the PS5 version, PS4 version.
Yeah, but you had to like get it within a limited amount of time or it's just gone.
Yeah.
So even when I logged back in to Genshin later on, I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll add Aloy.
She's also not that good. That's another thing, is she's not actually that good.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have been playing the newest. I would have used Aloy in the content that she was newer than, and the content that was current for when she came out. And then once she.
But Official, which is a 4-star that you're probably going to get on one of your early rolls from playing the game early, is better.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah. I'm just looking, trying to see if there are any more. They talked about the new Fortnite season. I'm glad that they showed nothing that appealed to me because
you don't need that game taking you away.
Huh?
I forgot that even happened. I've given up on Fortnite.
Oh no! I mean, last season was good. Like
I know,
this
like
entire chapter has been good.
Yeah.
It's just this season they're doing rideable dinosaurs and they're doing like exploding plants and they're doing too much again with Fortnite, but so I might be out for a little while. And Optimus Prime is not the character that I am like really just like, oh yeah, I need to play and unlock Optimus Prime this season. No, I'll be okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
You don't want the Optimus Prime skin? He's a fucking mini-con.
It's a fucking mini-con. Oh my god.
An SD Gundam.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
Chris, did you get to watch the Alan Wake 2 gameplay stuff?
Yeah, that shit.
Fucking
that
sick.
game looks sick.
And it's
Slower
October,
RE.
so.
Yeah, I never played Alan Wake 1, but
Alan Wake 1 is so good. Alan Wake 1 is so good.
I mean, I think the full price for the remastered version of Alan Wake 1 is like $40.
I might go check that out, but even so, they said that you don't like necessarily have to play Alan Wake 1 to know what's going on in Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, it seems like
remake is like $12 is on sale right now in the Epic Game Store for like $11.
Oh, so there you go, $11 for Alan Wake remastered.
Nice.
There we go.
I'm hyped for this.
The game looks sick.
Alan Wake 1, really, really fucking good. Like that was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they're doing a double character, like we're having A and B sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be like a Dragon 8. But before that, we got to do Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. We've got an official release date of November 9th. And then the one thing I realized is them changing the name of the series to Like a Dragon really messes it up because when you just type Like a Dragon into Google, they show you Yakuza Like a Dragon. And it takes like a while for you to, because even though there was news about Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, I just typed in Like a Dragon and like all this stuff was like the Wikipedia article for Yakuza Like a Dragon. It wasn't talking about this franchise, it was talking about the one game in the franchise. Even though since then we've got Like a Dragon Ishin, and by the end of this year we'll have The Man Who Erased His Name, and then next year we're going to have Like a Dragon 8. So
Nice.
I just think like it seemed like a good decision at the time, but like on a grander scale of like,
I mean, that's the series name in Japan, right? It's like
the
like
name
a
of
dragon.
the studio is the Ryuga studio. Let me look up how to pronounce it. I always mess this up. Ryuga Gotoku. So that's the name of the studio and the game. And like literally translated over, that's Like a Dragon. But I think changing the fact that it's not talked about as Like a Dragon, like we had from PS2 to PS5, 4, late PS4 of these games called Yakuza. So I just think it'll take a while. And I mean, we're already technically about to get our third game from that, like soft reboot. But yeah, we got that Sandland from Akira Toriyama. We're getting an action game.
Yeah,
from
that's
Bandai Namco.
very fucking weird.
Right.
It's kind of
It's
one of those
very-
cool
You want to talk about
things.
out of left fucking field?
That's who. I don't know. Nobody could have predicted that one.
Yeah, no.
Because I don't think people are just like clamoring for some fucking Sandland. Like, what the
Let's
hell?
be real. Trying to get somebody to read something other than an artist's most popular work tends to be hard as shit, especially when they're still making
Right.
stuff for that. You know what
And
I'm saying?
honestly, it is the Akira Toriyama buff of it. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
here's an excuse to going to use his art. Like, let's explore his world type shit.
Yeah, there's Akira
Yeah.
Toriyama there. Because Chrono Trigger, they're not going to give us. I'm trying to think. Dragon Quest, we know we have the HD 2D of Dragon Quest 3 coming. But, like,
Mhm.
having another, like, long-running game franchise, even... Because I know Sandland was a manga.
Yep.
And I don't think it ever got an anime.
I think it might be his first game. I think it's
Well,
this is
yeah.
first not a manga of this franchise.
Which is
Sure.
cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, you know, some of these other lesser known works that are
So-
only manga could get game
The thing
adaptation.
that's cooler about this for me is that it's a different type of game than what, like, you know, the type of like anime
Dragon Ball
games
game.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not an arena fighter.
that Namco cranks out. It's not an arena fighter. It is not a.
It looks like an action RPG. It looks more like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot than Dragon Ball Fighters
hmm
or Budokai Tenkaichi, because we also have one of those in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Pal World, that studio is 100% going to get sued.
I'm surprised they haven't already been sued.
What I find is hilarious is that the head of that company goes to jail for embezzlement, and then all of a sudden we get a good Sonic game or a good looking Sonic game.
Oh no, Pal World isn't.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I confused Pal World
with Bell and Wonder World.
Yeah. I still stand by what I said, though.
But yeah, Pal World.
Pokemon with guns. You can also put them in like a
crazy.
sweatshop or some shit. Is that that's that same game, right?
Yeah, that's that same game.
Yeah, what the fuck? What
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
Wild.
This is one I'm definitely gonna have to check out on like my Steam Deck and just be like, what the fuck is going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Because that trailer, like, I was in like disbelief watching the trailer for that.
Yeah.
And then watching it again, I was like, it didn't reinforce that it was a real thing. It just
like some of
But
the
also, like,
some
that's
of those
one of the
mons
oldest
are
mobile
fucking
game memes that
reskins.
exist.
Yeah, for real.
Like, that's why it fucked me up, because I'm like, wait, I know this meme. This is an old. What the fuck? It's real? Because it's like, it literally looks like one of the three ideas that anytime people start fucking with a new engine starts doing.
Yep.
They're like, what if we did Zelda in these graphics? What if we gave guns to Pokemon? And usually something else that's designed to really just divorce a series from its source material.
We
Yep.
live in a society. All
We
people
do
wanna
live in a
be-
society.
where people are nice for no reason.
I want to go.
I'll be there.
All right. They showed. I'm just looking for like some.
I'll say
things.
right now, Space Marine fucking 2. Let's go. And it's gonna have some co-op.
Yep, 3-player
Ooh, the
co-op.
Blueberry Boys are gonna
Mhm.
be killing some Tyranids. I'm
Mhm.
ready to go. Because Space Marine 1 was fun as fuck. That was one of those really fun middle market games that I played on my Xbox. It's a whole lot of fun. And the fact that it's getting a sequel with co-op and we're fighting Tyranids. Great. I'm in.
Okay.
All I needed. Give me my heavy bolter. And
Well,
bring the flamer.
one of the most ridiculous things from this show was Nicolas Cage coming to Dead by Daylight.
That shit was wild.
I mean, we had known about it because they announced it, but this is kind of like one of those things to just bring it in front of a like bigger audience. Like if you
Yeah,
don't follow
'cause I
somebody
definitely
who's
didn't.
like obsessed with, like I just from my days as a streamer, a bunch of people that I follow are Dead by Daylight streamers because that game has a huge streamer culture around it.
Yeah.
And so, like, I see Dead by Daylight announcements. That's how I know there are, like, 2 Resident Evil packs. I know, like, Dead by Daylight has
Hill
kind of
pack.
been, like, on a roll consistently for a while. And
Yeah.
it was somebody I followed retweeted Nicolas Cage coming to Dead by Daylight. And I was like, that's weird. So it was the thing I already knew was happening. But...
I want to say I found out about the announcement off Twitter the first time when I saw a meme about how slutty Leon's moans are from that game. Leon sounds fucking slutty in that game. I'm serious. Man's getting his backbone out. What the fuck? And they knew.
Hilarious.
They knew.
That's hilarious.
All right.
A whole ass new Sonic game? Did we talk about that? Did I miss that?
Yeah, no, I brought it up, but let's talk about the fact that there's a new ass Sonic game that looks really good.
Really fucking good.
It
That
literally
music's
looks like
gonna
the
be
new
good.
Super Mario Brothers, but it's Sonic. You got
and
Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, CD,
I've been
styled
craving-
Amy.
I've been craving some Sonic. I literally like broke out the Sega Genesis and beat almost beat Sonic 2 last Sunday.
This is coming out this fall.
Yep.
But I think you should check out Frontier. Just because, like, the rupees, like, listen to Deontay and Darren talk about Frontier. Frontier seems like it's actually good.
Okay.
So
I just really wanted a nice classic Sonic game. And that's
A
what
2D
this
Sonic
is
game.
gonna yeah.
That's really what it is. I mean, also I'd like to say is it also looks like if the Sonic episodic series actually had a design through line. That's another thing about
That's
it.
what I was kind of getting the vibe.
yeah,
And I
it
also like
seems
the fact that
they
they're really-
learned from Mania. With
Yep.
it.
This has
Man,
always been the
so
thing that
good.
pissed me off about Sonic Team is that anytime they've ever wanted to if they ever wanted to sit down and make a 2D Sonic game, it would have been Heat. Because that's the thing about even the episode series are really fun Sonic game. Honestly, I just need a Sonic Advance collection and I'd be happy as hell. Sonic Advance 2 is the GOAT. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
the only handheld Sonic game that can compete with Sonic Rush,
They could
which is
throw
like the best Sonic game.
they could throw Sonic Rush and Sonic Battle in there. Like if they really the Sonic
I would-
handheld collection.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh.
Right, Sonic Battle, Sonic Rush. I mean, Sonic Rush Adventure's going to end up there, whatever. The Sonic Advance series. Oh, that
That would
I
hit.
need that. At least the
Oh.
Sonic Advance series and Rush.
All right. Well, that seems to be all the big games. Are there any others you guys want to bring up or talk about from Summer Game Fest, or any one more things y'all want to bring to the table before we wrap for the week?
Twisted Metal looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally thrown by how fucking stupid that looks. I'm like, what the?
I was thinking about getting Peacock for SNL, but I'm definitely not getting Peacock for Twisted Metal.
No.
Or
Street Fighter 2
Fire.
slaps. Street Fighter 6 slaps.
I
The game is so much fun.
I'm
I haven't had
just
enough time
such
to
a
play it,
har-
but it's so much fun.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time to find the appropriate time to like actually sit down and play it because like this 7 Rebirth trailer has me wanting to sit down and beat Crisis Core Reunion. There's Zelda. There's just like the Liza P demo. There's just so much. There's
So much
14
going on.
rating I'm behind on in. And then I
I
decided
played,
I was
like, last night, after I got back home, we ran 14 through the raid series, and then hopped on Street Fighter 6 for like the next 3+ hours.
Nice.
yeah. While y'all
So-
were on Street Fighter, I was trying to watch as much of Summer Game Fest as I could. Because I was like, I'm not coherent enough to win a single fight in Street Fighter. And I'm not trying to be that demoralized by just going on a losing streak in the middle of the night. So,
That's fair.
Yeah, I would like to say our friend group are turning into some monsters. Like,
yeah, they finally got Juwan on, and that was like the missing link. Juwan used to refuse to play fighting games, but now.
his JP's starting to look nasty. His JP's going to be mean.
All right.
Also, once again, the character writing is hilarious. Like, oh, Juri's actually a fail girl who sends you dorky, dumbass text messages. Fucking love it.
Yeah, and there are world tour guides to unlock more and more character colors and skins and stuff like that. So.
You could run up and street fight a cop. Just roll up and just start throwing.
Oh yeah, that's probably the main reason to play it. So you can go whoop a cop's ass in game.
So those who have played Street Fighter, who are we maining? Or has any of that information changed?
For me, it's been
Monot.
Chun-Li, just because I'm like most comfortable with Chun-Li.
Okay.
Who are you playing, Jalen?
I keep going. That's why I didn't play last night. Is because I will play like an hour of Manon and then I'll play an hour of Kimberly. Those are the two characters I'm having fun with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, you think about getting Street Fighter, or you just like you don't want any parts of this?
I mean, eventually, but
Yeah.
I'm playing Capcom's other game.
Be real. By the time Chris actually gets ready to play a fighting game, Tekken's going to be out.
Right.
Or
Maybe if Capcom actually made a good Marvel versus Capcom.
and there's still the chance it could.
Well, remember,
happen.
the whole reason Infinite turned out the way it is partially is because of Disney.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
now Disney's doing well by their games, so
There's hope.
yeah, there is hope. Okay, well, remember you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can find me on Twitter at Anton6, 3X's. Chris, where can people find you?
You can find us in the Discord. Come check us out.
Jalen,
Quit Bishop everywhere.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X.
All right, this has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Akumasanti. Until next time, keep it cheesy.